In the days following Christmas, the Twin Cities were socked in with fog and low clouds, but it was warm. We lost all our snowpack and received about an inch of rain. I found myself with a free Saturday afternoon. With all the recent snowmelt and rain, I ventured out into the fog to revisit a waterfall I had found earlier in the year during our snowless winter. This is my adventure to photograph these challenging, multi-level cascades and look back on my trip from February.
At the beginning of the calendar year, obviously it wasn't great. They didn't end up making the plan.
Welcome to another Explore Everyday photography vlog. It is December 30th, just 2 days left in 2024. And this week we got about an inch of rain. As you can see, there's no snow here in Minnesota right now. But I found this waterfall last year and I figured it'd be flowing really well. So I have a free afternoon, so I thought I would come out and see what kind of images I can make. Compare them to last year. We have really good flow. It's a warm day here, about 35 degrees here in Minnesota. Real winter's coming next week in January. So stick around, let's see what kind of photo we can find from a nice, fun waterfall landscape photography vlog today. So one thing that really struck me about this spot last year when I was here is all the green splotches that you can see. There's lots of moss growing, even in the middle of winter. It's almost January. You have it on the rocks down in the river. You have it up on the hillsides. There's just these vibrant patches of green. And we are back in brown season. We got about 4 inches of snow a couple of weeks ago before Christmas, but we are back to brown season. There's no snow on the ground. I would love to see what this area looks like with snow, but we're brown here for the second time I've been here. but these greens are just very dramatic against the brown. We're very cloudy and foggy today. So very dynamic shots here with that green and the contrast to the brown and the gray. So that's what I'm gonna try to maximize here today, capture these green colors when we are in brown season, as well as the river. All right, so I'm in a bit of a pickle right now. I'm on the north side of the river here, the creek, and it's much calmer water down here. It is rapids and trickles all the way down. This whole waterfall is maybe a mile long. So up at the top where I started is where I really took some of my probably more dramatic pictures. But my problem is you can see the bluff line over there. That's where the main trail is, and that's the trail out of here. And there's no way I can scale these bluffs because they're pure mud from the snowmelt and the recent rain we got. So I'm gonna keep walking down the side here while I show you the pictures I shot upriver. I thought I had a shot here. This green tree sticking up over the river is really cool, really vibrant green, but there's just no way I can tie that log to the river. There's just too much space in between it. So I'm gonna keep moving down, and I do know there's a much better waterfall downriver where I'm gonna fly the drone and hopefully get another shot. But I'm up against darkness. It's probably 3:15 right now, and sunset is at 4:40. Off we go. All right, I had to switch to my cell phone to keep from having to change lenses on my Sony here. I'm up away from the stream now. You can see it back over here. It's like quicksand. I've stepped in mud that almost goes over my boots here. So I'm trying to figure out my next plan here. I did not explore this side of the river last time I was here, but why I go ahead and look for a route further downriver. I'm gonna put some clips up from when I was here a year ago, because I did kind of shoot a video from then and just never put it together. So maybe a few seconds of last year's clip and what the shots I got. We'll compare them to this year, and next time I see you, hopefully I'll be downriver with another composition. Welcome to another Explore Everyday video. This is more of a scouting mission than anything. I've never been to this creek or this area before. I want to try something new today. Found it on a map, about 50 minutes from home. And here we are, and it is pretty spectacular. It is February 3rd. We're still smack in the middle of brown season. So I admittedly got a late start to this adventure today. I thought I was going to come to a loop. I had no idea that this stream was so awesome. So I'm testing out my boots here, making sure they're still waterproof. Trying to figure out a good angle to shoot this flow right here. The one issue I have from shooting right here is this big rock right here. Such a heavy presence in the frame. It's shallow enough I can actually walk out there, so I'm gonna work my way out to the middle and try to get a better angle shooting up this flow. That's the plan. I do have a polarizer on right now to help bring out the colors on the rocks here, and I also have a 6-stop ND filter in my pocket if I need it. After a challenging walk down the side of the river, I finally made it to the bigger falls here at the bottom, and it's exactly as I remember it. It is very messy, very fast, and very hard to photograph. So I'll try to get a still, but I think I'm gonna actually use the drone. There are a few overhead branches I need to look out for, but it is open enough to fly the drone here, I think. And that's my best chance to really get a good image of this particular waterfall. It's gonna be too hard handheld or with the tripod from down here. You got all these branches in the way. It's just kind of messy. So let me do that. Let me get the drone up in the air and we'll see if we can get a good picture of this waterfall. The only way to get a picture here was to get up in here, so I got my Sony here taking the pictures. I only brought a telephoto on that camera, so videoing on my phone here. But all I'm doing here is zooming in on certain areas and trying to find interesting patterns in the water, trying different exposures. A 1/4 second seems to be the best to kind of give that water some motion but also freeze it. It's messy in here. There's twigs and sticks sticking up, grasses, so it's just not a clean rapids or waterfall. So I'm just picking out little spots, highlighting the green that you can see in the rocks to frame up the water. So we got about 40 minutes till sunset. It's already getting dark out here. So I'll probably just look for a few more compositions. You can see I'm in the river. Only way to do it. We spin around. Got a big log right here. Good flow going behind us, so maybe I'll play with that a little bit. So a few more pictures here, then I'll probably start walking on out of here. One tip I can pass on when you're out in rough conditions like this, put your lens cap on. If you take a stumble, you might still break your lens, but at least there's one more piece between a rock or a log or mud between your lens and the ground. Well, that was a fun way to spend an afternoon. It's warm here in Minnesota in December. That's going to end next week, but it's getting dark. I've gotten the shots I can get here today. Second time I've been here. This video is going to be a twofer. What I shot last year and what I shot this year. So a little waterfall landscape photography today. And now I get to climb out of here. I got to work my way up that hill. See where the snow is there? That's the bottom. I still got to go all the way up that. So that is going to be a challenge. It's going to be muddy. It's going to be wet. It's steep. I've done it before. And then I probably got a 30-minute walk back to the truck. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Here's the hill out of here from Minnesota. This is a mountain. Being a one-man video crew, I'm not doing the walk up, set up the camera, record myself walking out, walk back down to get the camera and do it again. Not this video. There's our view, that's where we were. Legs are burning. Lungs are burning. Hopefully the heavy breathing really lets you feel like you're here. The end's in sight. Once we get up here, it's flat. The rest of the way back. There's our view. Just climbed up there. I need a minute.